Hello. Food time? Everybody, we'll get started. Hi. Let's lay on back. A little bend in your knees and feet on the ground. We'll take just a few moments to settle in, find the breath in our body. I have I don't know what it is. I guess a group that I follow on Facebook that is a combination of some mystics and spiritual philosophers. And it's called, it's a big long name, Lao Tzu, Thomas Merton, Eckhart Tolle, and who's the last one? Rumi. It's kind of a hodgepodge of different philosophers spanning all across time. And one of the reasons I joined that group is because of Thomas Merton, who, if you're not familiar with him, he's a monk he was born in the 20s and he died in the 60s. So he wasn't too very old when he died, but he spent his lion's share of his life from his young adulthood of 17, I believe, living in an abbey, and took that kind of more austere, pious life and wrote and spoke. And he eventually became a priest, but one of his things that he's known for is he was extremely open to many different paths. And he was one who would say there are many different paths to the same place. And I think that's part of why I was really drawn to him, is he had his devout faith, but he was open to the many different ways that we can find our spirituality. And he said, and this is what I'm bringing into class today, a quote of his: "Anxiety is the mark of spiritual insecurity." Anxiety is the mark of spiritual insecurity. And when I read that the first time, it just struck a chord. You know how you know a truth for yourself because it resonates so strongly, you don't even know why you believe it, you just believe it. It feels like home to you, and that felt like home to me. And as I look around in our society that is riddled with anxiety, I feel his statement is very apropos. And then I had to kind of think about, what does spiritual insecurity mean? Because some of the people that are most anxious that I know are very religious. And I want to point out that religion and spirituality are not the same things. And spirituality is being connected to your spirit. You're a spirit being having a human experience, but first and foremost, you're a spirit. And then you have to define that for yourself too. And so what I took to him to mean spiritual insecurity is when we don't trust that part of ourselves, that thread of our being, that we don't have a connection to it, we don't know how to relate to it, we don't know how to talk to it, we don't know how to access it. And it makes us feel very insecure about it. And sometimes when we don't have that relationship with our spirit, it feels so far away from us. The disconnect is so huge that we begin to create these cycles that loop in our head, that we're not good enough for it, that we'll never be forgiven for never approaching it. And some of our religious dogmas come into play, some of our cultural, societal mantras that have been placed on us that we don't necessarily feel intuitively, but has led us to feel a little bit shameful. So we feel guilty, and no way is my spirit going to like me because I've done X, Y, and Z in my life. And that's not the way it works. You're never abandoned by your spirit, and you're always loved by your spirit, no matter how many mistakes you've made or indiscretions or showed a lack of discernment in your choices. It doesn't matter. You're always held and embraced by that spirit. And to me, one of the beautiful things about this practice, this ancient practice that's at least 5,000 years old, is its purpose and its design is to help us connect and create that relationship with our own self, capital S self, our high self, our divine self, our spirit. And so my offering today is to just allow yourself to be open to connecting to that part of you. If you have a hard stop up, it makes it really difficult. No matter how much breath work we do, how much meditation we do, how much asana we do, if you put that wall up, it makes it very challenging for you to feel that deep, loving heart. The yogis call that heart the Hridayam heart, your spiritual heart. And it's the pulsation center within yourself, much like your physical heart, but it's pulsing the energy field that unites you in the web of life, the unified field, to everything that's in creation. You're connected to everything through this spiritual heart. The pulse is a key word because everything pulses in creation. So your thoughts are a pulse. That's why we set intentions at the beginning of class, is to create a pulse from our mind, this thought pattern, that helps us connect to that part of ourself that maybe seems a little bit farther away at times. You can keep this thought very simple. We call it mantra, mind training. But it can simply be, I am love. And that opens the door, the floodgates to your spirit. It's like you remembered who you are by saying that, making that proclamation. I am love. Spirit is love. Your high self is love. The universe is made of love. That's at the core essence of all spirituality. Religions are formed off of that core essence of spirituality. But you choose, because it's important that it's an authentic statement that you say to you. I invite you to bring your hands to heart center in prayer position to set that intention. It's called a sankalpa, which means a vow of the heart, but translated to mean an intention. You set that intention deep within and you repeat it to yourself. I'll cue you, I'll remind you to say it, but do it as much as you can on your own. This really puts the pulse into your energy field and into the whole universe. Whatever you're saying to help heal your own self is going to help heal everyone and everything as well. It's not just confined to you. And once you've said it, you imagine it drops like a little seed in your heart, making that vow of the heart. And then stretch your arms long overhead, bring your feet together, zip up the inner thighs. Let's point and flex the toes a few times just to activate and open up our physical body. Pointing and flexing is a pulsation too. And then hug your knees into your chest and give yourself a well-deserved hug. Squeeze in tight, just kind of round in, take a breath in. Big breath out, loosen the jaw. And then take a couple roly-polies right up into seated till you come all the way up. And once you're up, we'll bring our hands to prayer. Take a moment to look around the room to one another. Give each other a little smiley face, a little acknowledgement. Thank each other and your smile eyes for being here and practicing together. Glad you're all here. And then we'll come back into center, sitting up nice and tall, and just close your eyes. Once again, it allows for your gaze to go internal, and it allows you to see your whole self. We're divided into, think of strands like you would braid your hair. We have our mind, body, we have our physical body, and we have our spirit body. And yoga is to yoke those three strands or braid them together so that they're not three separate parts of ourselves that we're trying to manage, but that they're actually woven together into one. And we feel our whole self or our holy self or our healthy self as one. All three of those words have the same root. And we'll open with a song, more vibration, more pulsation. When we sing, we open up our energy field a little bit more. We open up our consciousness to what we're singing. And in this case, we're going to sing to Shiva. In the yogic tradition, Shiva represents that capital S self, that high self. When we are in our Shiva consciousness, or you could say Christ consciousness or Buddha consciousness or crystal consciousness, when we're in that place, we realize who we are, that we're beyond this physical form and our persona. In Greek, persona means mask. We're beyond the mask we wear. We are this great spirit of loving kindness. So when we sing this, it helps us to remember that. You'll catch on if you're not familiar with the chant. It's fairly simple. You're just really calling in an invocation to remember who you are. Take a breath in. Exhale out. Inhale to sing. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Shiva, 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 Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva Shambho. We'll take an Om all together to open our practice. It's another vibrational, pulsing energy, and it helps to clear out the debris that blocks our third eye center. Om is the sound of the third eye, and when we make the sound, it kind of clears that channel and opens it up to our trust of our intuition. Take a breath in, exhale, inhale to Om. Bowing your head towards your heart, remind yourself of your intention, keeping that on repeat. Then we'll slowly open our eyes, take our arms out to the side, big wide reach up, and then dive forward, palms come down, head hangs between the arms. Take a breath in and see if you can crawl out just a little bit more on the breath out. And keep that going. Inhale, crawl out, exhale, and one more time. Breath in and breath out. Then hand over hand, make your way to your left side. You're going to keep that right sit bone anchored down. Breathe in and then crawl out a little more on your exhale. Stretching into the intercostals of our right rib cage. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Then hand over hand, past center, all the way over to your right side, keeping left sit bone anchored down. Take a breath in and exhale. Again, breath in, exhale, and last time, inhale and exhale. Then back to center, hand over hand, push up to a neutral position. Take your hands behind you. We've got you right there. So. And then roll the shoulder heads back, lift the chin to the sky, and press your heart to the ceiling. This is a big heart opener. The more you can pull the shoulder heads back, the more you're going to open up that heart. Breathe in. Exhale, and one more time, breath in and breath out. And then coming up into neutral position, holding on to the tops of our knees, we'll circle around, loosen up our spine a little bit. Whatever direction you started your flow in is perfect. At your natural, intuitive way. But we're going to mess it up a little bit about now and pause and go the other direction and try to have that nice circular motion still. This is a little less intuitive, a little more funky, harder to make the circle. Just the way our body is accustomed to our styles and our patterns. And then we come into neutral seated cat-cow. We'll still hold on to the kneecaps. You lean back, then you inhale and pull your heart through, chin up, kind of rocking your spine. Arch back and pull it back through. Maybe at first it's just little movements if your spine's feeling kind of tight. But as you open up, you can take it a little bigger, really trying to exaggerate that press of the heart through and rounding back. Then we'll come into neutral position. Swing your legs around and behind. We'll stack into all fours, tabletop. Shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. And then again, cat-cow from seated or from tabletop now. So you inhale and look up to the sky, then you exhale, tuck and curl in. It goes back and forth, just like you did when you were seated. And then come into neutral, we'll curl our toes under, take our bum to the sky, downward facing dog. And then pedal out your feet. This is a nice deep stretch, your head dangles, no tension in your neck. Pressing your chest towards your thighs and pedaling your feet out to get back legs to open up. Take one more breath in, press the heels towards the floor a little more on that breath out. Then a gentle walk forward to the top of your mat, coming into forward fold. Arms dangle, head hangs. It's good to let our head be below our heart, at least a little bit each day, and there's lots of ways we can do that. Down dogs and inversion. Headstands, of course, are a way. Maybe you have a gravity table at home. But this simple hanging our arms in a forward fold gets it too. And we get that freshly oxygenated blood to our brain, helps to stimulate the hippocampus, which helps keep us alert, aware of time and space, in tune to our senses. We are able to navigate, helps our long and short-term memory. So this is a good thing. Just a little bit longer. Take a breath in, exhale out, then release the hands as you bend the knees and come all the way up to standing. That little bend is going to protect your back. When you get to the top, straighten all the way out, touch the palms overhead, reach up, steeple the fingers, interlace and pointers go to the sky. Reach up and then draw back, pressing your hips towards your toes. The arms stay by the ears. Gaze up if you can. Little heart opener. Breathe in. Exhale. One more time. Breath in. And then back to neutral. Slide your hands to heart center. Close your eyes and repeat that intention to yourself. You want to keep that, like I said, repeating, repeating, repeating. Full breath in. And release the hands on the breath out. Taking our hands to our hips, take right foot out to a point, and then rotate on that big toe. Around and around to loosen up that right ankle. Other way too. And then we'll slide right foot in, take the left foot out, same thing. Whatever rotation you started in, and then the other way. And then we'll bring that left foot in, up and down onto our tippy toes, getting the arch of our foot opened up. If it's easier for you to let your hands hang, go for it. I just keep my hands there on my hips to stabilize my balance. And then we'll bring our heels to the ground and our knees come together. Bend the knees and take the hands to the tops of the thighs and we'll circle around to open up the knee joint now. Try to make circles as best you can as opposed to swishing side to side. And then pause and go the other direction too. The knee is our ego. So when it's tender or out of alignment, sometimes there's a little tenderness in our ego, out of alignment. Then come up to the hips now. Our feet go a little bit wider than hip width, more like mat width. A bend in the knees, hands to the hips, and then you figure eight. This opens up your sacral joints. So it's not quite hula hoop. It's a crisscross through that center. You get a kind of a flow going and it swishes your little mermaid, merman tail. And then pause and go the other direction. This is hard. Hurts the brain. Try to get in a rhythm. Try not to go back to your natural flow. And then pause and go back to the natural flow. Good. Sacral joints get really messed up easily, so this helps to loosen it back up and get it open. And then we'll come into neutral. Feet can go back to hip width wide. Take your wings out now. And we'll open up the wrists up and down. And then circles in both ways. Good. And then take the left palm to the sky, right hand stays palm down. And you're going to lean out to your left and then switch it, palm up on the right and back and forth. This just kind of flosses the scapulas and the shoulder blades, shoulder bones, shoulder joint, reaching and flipping the palms to each side. Maybe you get a little pop in the shoulder. So one palm's up and one palm's down, alternating. With a little lean out. Good. And then bend in the elbows and circle around. Open up the elbow joint. Big yee-haw. Yee-haw. Circle, circle, circle. Your deltoids, your shoulder muscles might get a little tired. Hang in there. Other way too. Good. And then we're going to kick them out. Good. And then strong person. Pull them in. Awesome. And then let your arms just rest. Drop your chin to your sternum. Back of the neck opens up. Take an inhale. And exhale, soften the shoulders. Right ear or chases right shoulder. Drop that right arm down, let it be loose. And then let the right hand come up and grab the outside left side of your head and pull down. Make sure left shoulder is dropping. And then release the hold of the head and trace your collarbone with your chin. Go all the way from the right to the left, and the left ear finds the left shoulder. Same thing, shoulders just hang loose. Take a beat. Then left hand comes up and pulls on the outside edge of our head. Nice stretch for our neck muscles, the sternomastoid, scalenes, trapezius. Drop the left arm down. Now we're going to continue back. Circle around. Nice and slow, never jerking our neck. And if there's a part in the circle that has a little kink, maybe kind of rock in there. Rock it out, go back and forth and see if you can loosen it up. And when you've had about 3 or 4 circles in that direction, next time your chin's at center, pause and then go the other way. About the same amount of laps. So good for our neck. An owl has 270-degree rotation of their neck, and a human is supposed to have between 80 and 90. Like we're supposed to be able to look straight out over our shoulder. We're losing that rotation. Now, drop to center and slowly pick it up and just check that ability to see if you can, with keeping your shoulder square forward, look out to your right and see if the chin's looking right out over that shoulder. And then come back into neutral and then take it out to the left. And you probably have one side tighter than the other. For me, it's my left side. I have about 75-degree angle there. Then come back to neutral, take it one more time to the right. And coming back into neutral and going out to the left. Good. Then we'll just come into a little shamanic shaking. Get all the sticky energy off you. Anything going on? The weather's been weird this summer. I think that kind of jacks people up a little. There's a lot of energy in the city with the Nuggets winning. Everybody hyped up about that. Thousands of people on the streets. Get it all off. It's good for your energy body. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. And then come into neutral. And take your palms out. If you gave it a good go, you'll feel a buzz. Feel the effervescence of your energy field, all about you. Take a full breath in and exhale out. When you feel that energy field, that helps bridge your connection to your own spirit. Wide sweep to the sky. Dive through center, all the way through, forward fold. Half lift, flatten out the back. And then fold back in. Plant your hands. Right foot takes a giant step back into lunge. Hands on either side of that left foot and pulse in and out. Straighten and bend that left leg. There's lots of things we do to enhance that disconnection from our spirit. Foods we eat, shows we watch, alcohol, drugs, kind of nullifies us. Shopping, avoidance. Then pull that left leg a little straighter, square the hips, dangle the head, breathe in, breathe out. We're always trying to consume information, materials, whatever, just so that we don't have to have that internal gaze. We just try to bring it in from the outside. This pose here, as you're opening your hamstring, it naturally looks into the heart. When you look into your bright heart, what do you see? Breath in and breath out. Sometimes the reason we have disconnect from our spirit is we don't like what we see. Lunge back in, turn that right foot down to a warrior 2 or 90-degree angle, and come on up. Deep lunge in that left knee. Wings come out from the heart. Just sink in. Take a breath in and a big breath out. And straighten the left leg. Bring your hands to heart center. Connect to your intention. Push back out to warrior two. Put the palms to the sky, reach overhead, straighten out the left leg, and then take a scissor cut all the way through as you lunge, and then back to the sky. You do that a few times. Wings come through crisscrossing, and then you straighten out and reach overhead. Then you lunge back in, and you reach back up. It's clearing the energy field all around you. And land in warrior two. The palm of the left hand, reverse warrior. Reaching back. You're stretching that left rib cage pretty good. And to give it a little more tug, take the right hand up to the left wrist and pull to the back wall. Keep your left knee lunge. Breathe in and breathe out. Pull back up to your warrior two. Straighten out that left leg. Hands to heart center, connect in. I was listening to a little podcast this morning from a psychotherapist, and she wrote a book called The Dopamine Nation, and how we're all hungry for that dopamine release in whatever way we can get it. She said one way that we can connect to our true center, ourself, is radical honesty. Keep your legs straight, wings go out, take a full breath in, and reach out as far forward as you can. Don't go down, just reach, then pull back up, flip the palm of the left hand, reverse it, but straight legs. Then you come back up through neutral and go out again, just as far as you can reach. Kind of prepping for triangle, then you pull back up and go reverse. Is that hard to see? I'm sorry. And then go out, then take it down. Right hand's going to go to the sky, left hand's going to go to the shin. Take a breath in and breath out, and one more time. Inhale and exhale. Bend that left knee, pull back up, warrior two, tuck in that left foot. Hands to our heart, eyes closed, and you go internal. This is part of what's beautiful about this practice, is it asks you to do that often. See if you can find that dopamine release from seeing your own self-worth, your value, from a deep respect and appreciation of your spirit, and even the persona, the masks that we wear in this life that represent who we are. Okay, one more time to tick-tock out to our warrior two. So bend in that left knee, the wings go out, breath in, and then side angle pose. So forearm to the thigh, and the right arm's going to pull overhead, and you're pushing the back of the mat with the back edge foot as you pull yourself towards the windows. Take a breath in and breath out, and then a little more tug. Bring that left hand to the right wrist and pull a lot of core here. Breathe in, breathe out. One more, inhale. And exhale, then we'll pull back up to warrior two. Look out to the left hand. Take a giant step up to standing. So I'm steep to knee. And you go internal. And you find your light. When we say namaste in this tradition, it means the light in me honors and recognizes the light in you. And it's talking about the spirit. It's talking about your great spirit. So just seek it. Rumi says, he's the great Sufi poet. You're not familiar with him. What you seek is also seeking you. I love that thought. But I like it not for external things. I like it for the internal piece more so. That if I'm seeking connection to myself, my highest self, it's also seeking that with me. Take a breath in and release the hands and the breath out. Wide sweep to the sky and a dive through center, forward fold. Take a half lift and flatten out your back. And exhale, fold back in. And here we are with that heart above. It's in the lead and our head is below it. It's like logical, rational, practical, linear thinking
take the second chair for a moment. And let heart, which is compassion, loving kindness, generosity, truthfulness, let it take first chair. Full inhale. And exhale. Good. Plant your hands, and now the left foot takes that giant step back, big step. And then hands are on either side of the right foot and straighten and bend, pulsing in and out. Warming up that right hamstring, left hip flexor. The pulsing again. We do it in the physical body. We do it in the mind with our thoughts. And your spirit body does it just as well. Then we pull that right leg a little straighter, square off our hips, right hip back, left hip forward. Maybe blocks under your hands if you need it. Head hangs. You breathe into the back of the right leg. You're looking into your heart again. Allowing for radical honesty to bridge our connection to ourselves. We tend to depersonalize things. Take a breath in. Exhale. And one more time. Inhale. Then back to the lunge on the exhale. The left foot turns down to that 90-degree angle, and up you come for warrior two on this side. Now you'll be able to see. Yes. Wings out. Take a breath in and sink a little deeper into that right knee. Soft shoulders, but strong arms. And we straighten the right leg, bring the hands to heart center, connect to your intention. Push back out, warrior two. Then flip the palms to the sky, reach overhead, straighten out, and then that scissor cut through. Clear the energy all around you. You take a few of these little lunge cuts, like you're cutting cords, sticky energy, unwanted business. A lot of it's our own negative thought patterns that kind of permeate in our field. Clear it out. And then find your warrior two. Flip the palm of the right hand, reverse warrior. Reach back. Left hand dangles down the back leg. Keep a nice lunge. Your ribs are opening on the right side now. Breathe in. Breathe out. Then left hand comes up for that extra tug. We pull the back wall. Keep lunging in. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pull back up to warrior two. Straighten right leg. Hands to heart center. Close the eyes. Go internal. Radical honesty. Radical honesty. She said, when we're radically honest with ourselves, we tend to have better relationships with ourselves and others. Because people see your genuine authenticity, that you're being real. And that's very attractive to them, because that's what they want in their life. So you start to like yourself more, and then others start to like you more too. Okay, legs straight, wings go out, breath in. We just take the reach, but we don't go down. And we pull back up, we flip the palm, and we take it in reverse. Straight legs the whole time. And come back up, and we go out. And we pull back up, and we go back. And then this one, we go all the way out, and then we take it down to our triangle. Right hand to the shin, or the block, or the floor, and left hand to the sky. And pull that left shoulder head back, left hip back, head drops back. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Bend that right knee. Inhale pulls us up to our warrior two. Then straighten the right leg. Hands to heart center, and we go in again. Go to the heart. Sometimes when you close your eyes, you go to the head. And you start spinning other mantra. Start spinning, I'm not enough. I'm not as good as that person in front of me. I'm hungry. Whatever it is. Like, stay connected to your beautiful spirit right now. Good. Warrior two, wings are out, lunge that right knee. Take a full breath in, side angle pose, forearm on the thigh, and the left arm pulls to the front or to the back. Breathe in and breathe out. One more like this, inhale. Exhale, right hand comes up to left wrist, a little more core, tug yourself to the front. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale pulls you up, warrior two. Look out to the right hand, giant step up to standing. Some skates you do. Radical honesty, she said, helps us to heal ourselves. Because when we're really honest, not fake honest, not I'm fine, it allows for us to see some of the wounds and the hurts, and the minute you identify them, it already starts to heal. And then we can step out of victim mode, like everything is wrong because everything on the outside is trying to get me. And we start to take responsibility for our healing, ownership. We're going to move into dancer's pose, shifting your weight into your right foot. I'll put a bend in the left knee. Then reach back with the left hand and grab onto the ankle or the foot, and then super glue the knees together. Right hand goes to the sky. Take an inhale, and then begin to kick that foot into the hand, bow the heart, and then maybe even tip forward. One spot to focus on. Breath in. Breath out. One more. Inhale. Come out the way you went into it. Release that foot down. Hands to heart center. And then go to the heart, not the head. And something that helps anchor me in the heart is I immediately try to think of gratitudes. That'll pull you to the heart. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my husband, for my children, for my home, for my well-being, for my mental clarity. Anything that'll draw you to the heart. The minute you get in the heart, you start bridging that relationship with your spirit. Other side. Left foot grounds down. Right foot bends. Reach back and grab onto the ankle or the top of the foot. Glue the knees together. Left hand to the sky. Take a breath in and then begin to kick the foot into the hand as you bow the heart. Then you can tip forward, tracking that right knee back behind you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again, inhale. Exhale, one more. Breath in and then come out the way you went in. Good job, yogis. Release that out and then just shake all that off. We get a little serious. Our persona goes serious mode. And your natural way to be, your innate self, your high self, capital S self, is bliss, joy, happiness. That's what you're wired for. Let yourself just feel that. I am joy. Take an inhale. Exhale everything out. Wide sweep to the sky, all the way up. Dive through center, all the way through. Forward, forward. Take a half lift as you flatten out your back. Exhale, forward. Plant your hands, both feet go back. High plank, shoulders over wrists. Take a full inhale. Exhale. Breath in. Exhale. And one more time. Inhale. Then lower down, knees, chest, chin. Come on through and rise up into cobra. Shoulder heads back. Take a full inhale. Snake sound down. 2 more. Inhale, rise. And our last one. Inhale. Curl the toes under, up and back, down dog. 3 deep breaths. Press the heels towards the floor. They don't have to touch, but that paddling helps to open up the back of the knees and the calves. Breathe in. And breathe out. Then right leg goes up high. Take it to the sky and step it all the way up to the top. Help it if it didn't make it. Steady low, strong rise up, crescent lunge. Come up. Reach your arms to the sky. It's a nice deep lunge. Take a breath in. And then cactus the arms out. Look up to the sky. Another inhale, T-shape, head drops back. And last time, you interlace the hands behind low back, chin points to the sky. Breathe in and breathe out. Good job. Release the hand hold. Reach back up tall. Hands come back to heart center. A twist. Left elbow to the outside edge of right knee. And if you need that left knee down for a little support, you can take it to the earth. Hands to center line. Wingspan wide, maybe. You don't have to. Then slow and steady back around to the front. Reach up tall to the sky. Hands to heart center. And off we go for warrior three. So your weight's in the right foot. And you float that left foot up behind you so you turn into a T shape. And then once you feel steady on the right leg, reach your wings out in front. Root down through that right foot, left foot a little higher. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Inhale. Left foot meets right foot. Come to standing. Samasthiti. Go right to the heart. And if you have a hard time getting there, focus on gratitude. See the people you love. See their little faces. Hold them dear. Take a breath in. Release the hands. Wide sweep. Dive through center. Half left on your inhale. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands, both feet go back, 5 plank. Full breath in. Exhale out. Again, inhale. Exhale, stay strong. One more, breath in. Then lower down, knees, chest, chin. Hands are right by your side. Press up, cobra. Elbows stay connected to your ribs. Exhale down. Take 2 more. Inhale, rise up. And your last one, try to keep your elbows by your side. Curl the toes under, up and back. Down dog. 3 deep breaths there. Again, that pulsing of your heels, paddling of the feet, head hangs, and the left leg goes up high. Reach it to the sky, take a breath in, and then step it all the way up to the top. You're in low lunge, strong rise crescent lunge. So if that front foot didn't step up far enough, step it up a little more. Square off hips and shoulders, take a breath in, and we cactus our arms out. Look up. Then a T shape, head drops back. Then interlace our hands behind. Drop the wrist to the floor, chin up, breathe in, breathe out. Release the hands back to the sky. Bring in our twist, so hands to heart center. The right elbow is going to cross over, try to hook to the outside edge of left knee. Strong press through right heel unless you take right knee down. Breathe in. Wingspan wide if you'd like on the breath out. Then slow and steady back around to the front. One more. Here we go. Warrior three. Hands come to heart center again. Weights in the left foot. You hop off in the outer space. Float that right foot behind you. Press through the heel. Pinkies point down. Reach out in front. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Inhale. Right foot meets left foot. Good job, everybody. Go right to the heart, not the head. We're making that relationship connection to our highest self. That Godhead energy, divine spirit, source. Call it as you like, but feel it flowing through you and feel your connection to everything in the universe because of it. Take a full breath in. Release the hands on the breath out. Wide sweep to the sky, all the way up. And a dive through center, all the way through, forward fold. Half lift, flatten out. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, right foot goes back, and left foot's gonna hook over into pigeon. So we heel toe it over and just kind of slide in, good. Get in the saddle, open our heart, and then come down. Good. Come to your forearms, and maybe you can get your forehead to touch something, either your hands or the block or the floor. That helps to activate that third eye center. The other piece, when Thomas Merton said anxiety is a mark of spiritual insecurity. We feel that we have lost our ability, generally speaking. Maybe I'm preaching to the choir, maybe you guys already trust your intuition quite well. Good job if so, but so many people don't. They don't trust that internal nudge. They think it's made up or it's really the ego. And so they bat it away, deny it. And when we don't follow our intuition, which is the voice of our great spirit, that's when we find ourselves in misalignment, away from our dharma or our soul's purpose. And then we start to get anxious and insecure because there's a part of us that knows we're missing something. We missed a turn somewhere and it makes us feel lost. And so one of the big tricks that we can do is go back to our center. And that will find that internal compass that'll point you in the direction your soul is designed to go. Center is the heart. Home is the heart. The spiritual heart, the freedom heart. The pulsing point between you and all creation. And so when you get lost, go to gratitude. Go to compassion, go to generosity. It'll guide you back to your heart. Take a breath in and a breath out. And plant your hands and push up. Open your heart to the sky. Take that full inhale. And press it back to down dog. Exhale. We'll pedal out that left leg. Let it open up and get even. And we'll get our other side. So right leg's going to go up to the sky, reach it up, and then swoop it on in for pigeon on this one. And if it's easier for you to lay on your back for figure four, right ankle over left knee, it's the same. Just a different way to get the muscles. Take a breath in as you lift and then come down. And same thing, activate that third eye by pressing it to something. Sometimes when we've done a few choices in life that maybe we feel is in misalignment with our spirit, the shame and the guilt begin to mount and we feel like it's unforgivable. So one of the other ways to spirit is through forgiveness. And in this book, she suggests forgive everybody. The dopamine nation. And that's really hard to do. That's really a tall order, especially when you've been deeply wronged, deeply hurt. But maybe that can be something that we see in the big picture for ourselves to be able to get to. But in the meantime, one of the places you can start with forgiveness is to yourself for some of those indiscretions. Those choices that were maybe not in your best interest. Forgive yourself. And you sometimes think, how can I ever get to that nice, bright light
of my spirit when I've muddled it with some of my choices. And I saw an example one time of somebody pouring a glass that was a clear glass of water, and it was pristine, pure water. And they said, "This is your spirit. That's you." And then they took a big scoop, like a big spoonful of dirt, and they put it into that glass of water and stirred it all up. And of course, as you can see in your mind's eye, the water was murky and muddy. And then they felt like, now that's me, that indiscretion, that choice I made. And you think, how can I get it out? I can't get all the dirt out. In fact, the more I try to get all the dirt out, spoonful by spoonful, I'm actually depleting the pureness. I'm taking the good stuff out too. All the water's coming out in every spoonful. What can I do? I'm just going to be dirty forever. But you know how you get that water clean? Not spoonful by spoonful digging that out, but by pouring more goodness in. You flood that cup with more pure water, and it eventually flushes out all the other, and the water's back to pure again. More goodness in your life. Plant our hands under our shoulders and press up, open our heart to the sky. Take that full inhale. Plant your hands and push back, down dog. And then we'll come on down to our knees and swing our legs around to the front. So you land on your bum, scoot you forward to the top of the mat. Plant your feet, take your hands out. Take a breath in and then really slow, controlled action. Roll yourself down. Use your core all the way. And then once you're all the way back, bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees flop out to the side for Supta Baddha Konasana. Rest your hands at your low belly. You can make the Shakti Mudra. That's where the thumbs touch and the index fingers touch. Mudras are hand gestures that we use to work our energy body. So this upside down triangle that looks like a chalice or the shape of the womb is the cup of creativity. The second chakra is your creative center. It's where all of our reproductive organs are that create life. Even if we're not endeavoring into parenthood, it's still the creative center for our ideas, for our potential, for our gifts, for our imagination. So holding this mudra helps to activate that part of your spirit. It's your spirit that's creative. It is creation. It is source. And reach down on either side of the thighs and help the knees together. Slide the heels up close to the bum. You take one little bridge here. If you prefer to go into a full back bend, you can take that one. I'll guide us through bridge. You want to be able to feel your heels there. Press your feet, lift your hips. And then interlace the hands underneath. Tuck one shoulder, then the other. Point the chin to the sky. Squeeze that beach ball between the knees. Take a breath in and a big breath out. Lift a little higher if you can. Inhale. Exhale, and your last one. Breathe in and then slowly release your bum to the ground. This time, feet as wide as the mat, knees touch to center. Hands rest at low belly. Feel how beautiful you are. Remember who you are. You're a spirit being having a human experience. You're divine. And we'll hug our knees into our chest. Give a good squeezy. Press your spine flat to the ground by pulling down on the tops of the feet. You can hook your peace fingers on big toes. Bend your knees. Dead bug. And then you flatten out that whole spine. Tuck your chin towards your chest to flatten out the neck spine. Press your kidneys to flatten out the lumbar. Try to keep your tailbone down.
Maybe let your legs go a little wider apart for happy baby. Remember, that's your birthright to be that little bliss baby. Rocking side to side, massage the side joints. And feet together, knees together, another squeezy in. Keep the right knee in, put the left leg long to the ground, both feet flexed still. Extra good tug to that right side to flush out the liver a little more, the gallbladder, ascending colon. Then shift your hips to the right and drop your knee to the left. Cactus or T the right arm, whichever holds your upper body down better. And then look right. Your knee doesn't have to touch the floor. In fact, I like to pull my knee up towards my face rather than down towards the floor. It's a little more stretch to that low rump. Take a breath in, exhale, and one more. Inhale and exhale. Good. Come out of the twist. Right leg goes up high to the sky. Draw a line straight down, resting the right foot and hugging in the left knee. Extra good squeezy to that left side, to your spleen and your pancreas and your stomach, descending colon. Thank you, body. And then shift your hips to the left. Drop your knee to the right, cactus or T left arm, and look left. And 3 deep breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Breath in, breath out, and one more time. Inhale and exhale. Nice job. Come on out of that twist. Point the left leg up high to the sky. Draw a line all the way down. And then if there are any other poses you would like to take before we come to final rest, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, I'm going to move over to the singing bowls. This is more of that pulsation or vibration that moves through your field. I'm so delighted that in our lifetime, sound healings and sound baths have made a resurgence, popularity, because it's such a beautiful healing modality. And it aligns our spirit to the natural rhythms, frequencies, pulsations of the universe.
It's time to come back into our bodies. Little wiggles in the fingers and toes. And then eventually you can make your way into that nice long stretch with the arms overhead. Point and flex the toes one more time. And then hug your knees back to your chest. Give yourself a well-deserved hug. Thank yourself for making it to the mat, connecting to your great spirit. Roll to your side in fetal position. Just pause for a moment. Remind yourself of your intention. This is actually the best time to keep it flowing because everything has been awakened. And then bring it back up into seated, coming around to the front. Eyes closed just a little bit longer and palms together at our heart place. And to drop ourselves to our heart, we'll close with that gratitude prayer, just offering and giving thanks into the field, from your heart to the heart of the sky and to the heart of the earth. And then we'll seal it with the sound of Om. Take a breath in, breath out. Inhale to Om. The light in me honors and recognizes the light in each of you beautiful souls. I bow to you all. Namaste. Jai Ma. Thanks for being here. Have an awesome rest of your evening. I know, sun. Where has that been? It's nice. All right. Have a good one. Thanks at home, too.